Hey y'all, it's Peggy Lynn Marchetti from Madison Creek Farms, and actually I'm not in my farmhouse today. I'm actually delivering one of our CSA FarmBoxes to a family member. So I asked if it was okay if I demonstrated for you guys the box and unpack it, and we'll go through some of these contents, but also share with you some tips, some tricks, and some tools that I have to navigate through these beautiful CSA FarmBoxes and our FarmBags. So, if you guys are ready, we're dirtying up your kitchen. Let's get started. I'm gonna get ready to put in a little work here. So, what I want to do to get started is I want to give you guys a lot of tips to help you navigate through all of the washing and the storing of all of this beautiful organic produce. And same thing goes for our farm bags as well. You have such beautiful produce in here and you really want to take care of it. So I want to give you a few tips and some tricks that I use, and also some tools that I use in my farmhouse every day to navigate through these beautiful farm boxes and bags. So let's get started with tip number one. So tip number one, when you are picking up your CSA FarmBox or your farm bag, the farm really needs to be the last stop on your errand list, because this needs to get right home and start washing and storing all of this beautiful produce. Don't go to Target and think you're going to go shopping and leave these in your car. All of those kind of things, or you're going to come back to a very mad farm box or a very mad farm bag. So they really need to get home. That's really important. These are very fragile. They just came out, like I said, of harvesting out of the field. So they're going to be much more friendly to you and like you a lot better if you get them home and not make them sit in a hot car. So that is my tip number one. So tip number two, when you're dealing with these fabulous little farm bags or the big brother here, this gorgeous farm box, you need to kind of squirrel away a little time when you know that it's pickup and when you get home, because you're going to have to do a little bit of washing and storing all of this beautiful produce. These boxes are a great value for your money, but they do require just a little bit of work to get them put away, but it's so worth it. So that is my tip number two, is just to squirrel away a little time, knowing that you're going to have to go through these boxes and these bags and do a little washing and a little storing. So that's tip number two. Tip number three, there are millions, gazillions of recipes on the internet that can help you navigate through some of these greens and some of this produce that you'll find in both the bags and the boxes. So I would suggest that if you know that you're going to start picking up either a farm share with the CSA or picking up a farm bag, that you do a little pinning on Pinterest and you start looking for recipes now, so you have a library to kind of go through that can help prepare you for all of these different culinary adventures. So that's my tip number three. Some tools that I use when I'm dealing with these beautiful farm boxes at home and washing and cleaning all of these vegetables. There's one tool that I use every day in my farmhouse, and I want to introduce you to it. It's my salad spinner. And let me tell you something, I could not live without my salad spinner. Washing and cleaning and storing all of these beautiful greens, this salad spinner will cut your time in half. So let me show you how this works. And they all work just a little bit different, but they're all kind of basically the same principle. So you have this nice big large container, and always when I'm doing salad spinners, I want the biggest one that I can find. So it has this nice container, then it has this colander that you just, so when you rinse off your vegetables, you're just going to throw the colander back in here. You're going to put this lid on, and what this lid does is it spins. So you're going to put the lid on with your greens inside, and then you're just going to rotate it and let it spin. You can stop it, and then you're just going to drain off the excess moisture, and then you have nice dry greens that you are going to store. And the reason that you want to make sure that you give your greens a nice spin is that they'll last a lot longer that way. Dried, not sitting in soggy water, so it inhibits bacteria growth. So the salad spinner, if you are in a CSA or you are picking up those farm bags, grab a salad spinner. They're inexpensive and you will absolutely love them. Not only that, you can use this to store. So you just take the colander out. When I make a big salad, and I always make a big salad for a couple of days, then I just throw it right into my refrigerator. Just like that. That's it. What I have is containers. Now, the big thing with me with these containers is that I store a lot of other things. So if I'm making like kale and I want to chop up kale and go ahead and store it in here, or if I'm just storing some herbs or storing some beautiful broccoli that we have here, I can put it in here. I always use masking tape and a Sharpie to label these containers when I put them in the refrigerator, because no matter how much I try, these greens, when you chop them all up, can all start looking the same. So I always forget what's in this container and what's in this container. So labeling them helps me a lot. It's kind of like when I'm planting out in the field and I always plant something and forget to label it, and I always go back going, what was that? The next thing I have are green bags. I've been using green bags for the last 8-9 years. I have green bags that are that old. And I will tell you, so what this is this is a cornstarch bag, and then they're a plastic bag, but they have cornstarch in it. And what cornstarch does is it soaks up ethylene, and ethylene is what these vegetables produce when they start to ripen. It ate a lot of ethylene. It also makes them go bad a lot faster. So the green bags will add days and days and days onto your produce, your fresh produce in your refrigerator. I can tell you absolutely that it works. I've been using them for years. I have had carrots in my refrigerator literally for 3 months, and they are just as beautiful and crisp as they were the day that I put them in there. It's crazy, but it works. So you can find green bags online, and you can also find them on our farm website. Grab some green bags. They are a wonder. Having freezer bags on hand, because try as you may, you might not go through this entire CSA or those beautiful farm bags in a week. So throwing these beautiful mustard greens, prepping them, cutting them up, throwing them in some boiling water, and then giving them a nice ice bath, putting them in a freezer bag and throwing them into your freezer. They're ready for soups and pastas and all of that. You reach in. So not only is the CSA a great value to begin with, but this CSA can take you all through the winter with a lot of things that come out of organic food that's coming out of your freezer that you have put up and preserved. So it's easy to do. It only takes a minute and you're done. Label. Jars like this. I make we grow a lot of herbs. You're gonna get a lot of herbs. So I make a lot of salad dressings, little things with those herbs and all kinds of stuff. So having these jars with nice lids on them are a wonder. So just a few of these helps out a lot. So now, and some printers. Just some floral printers that you keep in your kitchen. These are great for your herbs. They're great for the flowers that you get during the summer. They're just a wonderful addition to have in your kitchen for all of this. Cutting stems, little woody stems. They're wonderful for that. So the next thing I have is my Dutch oven. This is my small Dutch oven. This is what I bake most of my bread in. This is what I make soups in. This is what I make greens in. This is my small one, but it's my favorite one. It is enamel, so it's enamel over cast iron. It is heavy. This can make a huge pot of these mustard greens. So a Dutch oven is a great addition. A 12-inch saute pan. So when you're sauteing a lot of vegetables and greens, you've got carrots and onions and broccoli and some spinach in here and some kale, chop it all up, throw it in here, and you want a nice big saute pan. So that's why I always say go for the 12, because you can get a lot of greens in here. You just throw in some pasta, some chicken. It's all in one pan. Dinner's done. That's my kind. It's my advice for the tools and to get you started and to help you navigate through all of this. So now let's get to the real work, and that is unboxing this beautiful FarmBox.